Hey there. So today we're going to talk about cardinals, and I'm going to do the video of this one that I completed after I did this one. And while you're watching me do this painting of this guy here, I am going to just go over some information about cardinal birds that some people don't know. And I thought it was really interesting. About the only thing I knew about them were the male is bright red and the female is a lighter red. And after a discussion with my first cardinal video, I talked with Dave from Get Some Color in Your Life. He didn't know that the female cardinal was lighter than the male cardinal. And that's about one of the only things I knew about. So I dug into Google and AI and I asked questions. So this is what I got. So the difference between a male and a female cardinal is one is lighter and one is bright red. Female cardinal is a light brown or a tawny olive or a dulled orange, and they both have orange beaks. Hers is a little bit lighter than the male's, and the female cardinal is smaller than the male cardinal. The male cardinal is a little larger. The male cardinal is bright red, blood red, with a bright, bold mask from his eyes to his throat, and you can see his mask go across his beak, and then it goes to the side and down. The two birds are monogamous, so they meet, and after they mate, they stay together. They stay together through also nesting. So once they build a nest, the female usually sits in the nest, and the male will come and bring food to the female and feeds it to her beak to beak, and that also embraces their relationship. And then the female will feed the babies. They will take turns, I believe, with the nest, with keeping the eggs warm and stuff like that. Generally, the male is out and about and the female is usually on the nest. Singing, they both sing. The male is louder and sings all the time. The female sings on a little lower tone, and she sings while she's sitting on the nest. She also warns the male, hey, there's a snake or a squirrel coming and they're causing havoc, and he will reluctantly fight to protect his nest. Like a bluebird, a cardinal can be just as aggressive. The female will also tell the cardinal, yo, we need some food over here. How about bring in some worms or something? So he will do that. Baby birds. So the baby birds, their color looks more like the female, whether they're male or female. They all look like female birds. And when the fall rolls around, then they start getting their distinctive colors. The males will become redder, their beaks will turn oranger, and their mask will be more pronounced. And then the females are going to be the light brown or the really light orangish color. So it takes a little time for them to get their colors. So in the history of a cardinal, they're called the northern cardinal, is the one that I've been painting. It goes back in history where the European settlers came to North America, and when they noticed the redbird, the cardinal, they thought that it reminded them of their the Catholic religion. Their higher bishops would wear the red. The cardinal's plume was pointy and big, and it reminded them of the bishop's headgear. So they felt like the cardinal was kind of a religious symbolization of their religion. So it was really cool that they thought that. And then the Native Americans also felt like the cardinal brought messages to them. The Choctaw Indians called the cardinal Redbird, and they felt like the Redbird brought in spiritual messages to them. a single brave might see a redbird, and it would be telling him he's going to meet his love shortly. If they were together, a male and a female in a relationship, and they saw a redbird, then they felt that it reminded them of remembering to honor your marriage and your memories and to honor one another. So I thought that was really cool. Redbird, how cool. The Indians also saw the cardinal as a messenger from the heavens or their spiritual, wherever they go after they died. They also felt like the redbird was bringing them a message from their loved ones. So when they saw the redbird, they would feel like, that's my father that passed away. He's coming back to tell me he's okay. Or a grandmother, a sister, a child, or just coming back to say, hi, I'm still here. So I thought that was pretty cool. And a lot of Americans felt the same way about that too. I feel that way about the cardinal and doves. I feel like if there's a family gathering or whatever, and then the redbirds or a dove pops in the backyard, I feel like maybe it's one of the loved ones in our family that's not here at the gathering is just coming in to say, hey, I'm doing good and I miss you, and then off they go. Have you ever had that feeling before? Have you ever had a family reunion or something and a dove or a redbird pops in and you think, hey, maybe that's a message from up there that daddy's doing good or whatever, kind of a penny from heaven moment. So I kind of just wanted to go over, as an artist, a cardinal is really something that we like to see in our landscapes, our winter scenes, because they're so bright and red. I have added several cardinals to my landscape paintings, my watercolors, because of that brightness and the beauty, making something that was dull or white, it just brings that pop of color in, and it kind of makes the whole thing. I think I had it in my Vlogmas barn with the tree and a cardinal in the tree and the red barn, and they just kind of complemented each other. Redbirds also, I'm going to call it Redbird. I just think it's a cool name. They also are great for brilliant red color, and how they stand out. It could be either a spring or it could either be a spring or a winter scene, and the cardinals are very popular for artists to put in there. It's also a bird that everyone would recognize. You can't go put some peacock in there and not really know how to draw a peacock or paint it, and then you're like thinking, what in the heck kind of bird is that? Cardinals are very popular also on Christmas cards, on religious cards. You always see a cardinal in a tree for a religious card. They're just an all-around spiritual bird, and I just love them, and artists do as well. They just love to put cardinals or even bluebirds into their art subjects. It's really a great bird to do that with. So something that's interesting, a cardinal does not migrate. So the cardinals in my backyard have been here since they've been here, and every year they're out there. We sometimes have 10 or 12 cardinals in our backyard at one time, several females and several males. So maybe a family, they've got grandbirds and cousins and everything. So they're all here. I love to look out the backyard and see the cardinals playing around under the palm tree and getting up on the fence. And sometimes I'll go out there and slice an apple and put it on top of the fence, or take some sort of nuts and put up there so that they can have those whenever they feel like going near there. And Gunny stays away from the fence so he doesn't go and snatch the apples and the nuts, because I'm sure if he knew they were up there, he would try it. So I just thought that was a really neat history kind of cardinals. They're such an amazing, beautiful bird. And I just wanted to give you those little facts as I painted this cardinal. And honestly, I think I'm probably done before my painting is. So I might speed it up a little and put some music to it and then share my painting. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing both of them. The first one was like my first cardinal bird I drew and painted, and the second one I had to put the male in there, and he was so fun. He was so fun, and I just love it, and I did better on the beak on him, but I think you'll enjoy this. The very first beginning of it, I forgot to record. I started painting. You know, sometimes you just start painting for you, and then you think, I'm going to record this. So that's what I did. So the very beginning is not recorded. It starts when I've put a few strokes on the bird, and you will see that. And then the rest all comes together. So I hope you enjoy my Mr. and Mrs. Cardinal, who are devoted to one another. And they do not have babies in my sketchbook yet, but maybe we'll see during the spring. You guys have a great day, and here's Mr. Male Cardinal.
Free flowing, sailing with the wind, not knowing how this story ends. Kind and brave, I know you'll find a way. Live your truth, and good will come to you. Home, sweet home. Home, sweet home. Grounded, steady, earth between your toes, arms wide, ready, love is true, you know. Come roll, you can borrow calm, piece by piece, thriving in your palm. Home, sweet home. Together or alone, build your home. You are your home. Home, sweet home. Home, sweet home. Home, sweet home. Kind and brave, I know you'll find a way. Live your truth, and good will come to you. Home, sweet home. Home, sweet home. I know you'll find a way.